Sejam bem-vindos à TV24, sejam bem-vindos ao mundo Planetiers Home Gathering. Vamos hoje falar de empreendedorismo, de startups, de quem arrisca nesta nova economia que estamos a atravessar com a pandemia, mas que pode ser absolutamente regeneradora do ponto de vista ambiental e trilhar aqui novos caminhos para investimento e, sobretudo, para ideias e ações que mudem claramente o caminho que temos trilhado do ponto de vista ambiental e do ponto de vista económico. Sérgio Ribeiro, boa tarde. Temos que olhar para esta pandemia também como uma oportunidade para quem é empreendedor e que tem nesta altura, enfim, desafios, claro que sim, mas também possibilidades que anteriormente não se colocavam.
Sim, sem dúvida. Boa tarde, Pedro. E acho que a palavra empreendedorismo muitas vezes tem uma conotação errada. A gente assume logo que empreendedorismo são obrigatoriamente startups, empresas, quando isto, na realidade, é apenas um veículo deste processo que é o empreendedorismo. O empreendedorismo é a capacidade de ver um problema, de ter a iniciativa de o resolver e, seja por empresas, seja por startups, ou seja só por mobilização de uma comunidade, resolver este problema. E neste caso específico da pandemia, estamos a ver várias mudanças a níveis ambientais, sociais e, quando digo sociais, de saúde, onde não tenho dúvidas nenhumas que o empreendedorismo tem um papel fundamental e a inovação para resolver as questões que temos.
E um homem fundamental como empreendedor e capaz de resolver muitos problemas e ajudar muita gente a resolver problemas também é Daymond John, o nosso convidado, por demais conhecido. Enfim, um homem que ficou com um sucesso e um conhecimento muito alargado, tendo participado no Shark Tank, mas tem outras valências que vale a pena conhecer agora.
Entrepreneur since the day I was born.
Without further ado, here he is, the people's shark, Daymond John.
Daymond John, the founder and CEO of For Us By Us, FUBU, and a panelist on Shark Tank, and the author of 3 best-selling books.
An entrepreneur is somebody who thinks outside the box, and when everybody else says no, they say yes.
Came from the hood. I can't design. I'm dyslexic. Got left back in 7th grade. All that didn't stop me.
America's not about what can be done for us. It's about what can be done by us.
When you start hearing the president talk about FUBU, Mom, I made it.
Every week, over 6 million people tune in to see Daymond John and his fellow sharks fight it out on Shark Tank.
I'll go 42. If you do it right now. Say yes, don't hesitate.
I'll do 42.
The biggest investment is to invest in people.
We have an idea. We know you are the man to come to.
For me, I've always dreamed big. And so I called up my business partner, Daymond John from Shark Tank.
I love him so much.
I love him.
He's so encouraging, and he sees that I could do this.
It's all about bringing other people up the ladder the same way that I was brought up the ladder.
I will guarantee to mentor you, but I will not give you the money at this time.
The power of broke, how empty pockets and a hunger for success can become your greatest competitive advantage.
You have to start today and do what you love. You're going to fail, but you're going to learn from that, and you're going to grow.
We've got a shark here named Daymond John.
A presidential ambassador for global entrepreneurship.
Thanks for what you're doing.
My quest right now is to change people's lives, have fun at the same time, and challenge people.
You've just given back to the community in so many great ways. A real visionary.
Daymond John!
The king of branding.
He is the leader, a pioneer.
I love it.
The American dream stole life. That's what it's about.
It's about leaving with a legacy.
Thank you.
Hi, Daymond John. I'm very pleased and honored to be here with you and to have you here in our program. And I would like to ask you, how are things going in the United States, and how do you think that we are going to deal with this pandemic crisis and this global crisis also?
Yeah, well, so thank you for having me. Things in the United States are tough, you know, especially for New Yorkers like me. I'm down in Miami at the moment, but the reality is that it's tough. I don't think that we got on it quick enough to help prevent the spread, and people are right now trying to go out and mingle with other people when this thing is not under control. So from a health perspective, I think that it's tragic. I think we're up to about 90,000 deaths. And I know that there's going to be a second wave coming around as the scientists have predicted. So we're dealing with that. On the flip side, you know, we're seeing a lot of people that are being very creative, entrepreneurs who are finding ways to deal with the matters and reduce their outlay or increase their sales. And we're also seeing people that are falling by the wayside because they weren't prepared for this and they are just sticking their head in their sand, thinking it's going to go away and not reinventing themselves. So I think everybody's going through this all over the globe, but that's a snapshot of the United States.
So entrepreneurs, they are not stopping. They are still creating. They are being creative. How can they help to rebuild this new economy that we are facing now?
Well, they're entrepreneurs as problem solvers, right? Most of the entrepreneurs that I've seen that are extremely successful were people that go, there's a problem that exists right now and somebody's going to solve it. And then they go, nobody's solving the problem. I'm going to do it myself. And they take on the challenge. So we're seeing entrepreneurs who are finding obviously ways, like we're delivering hopefully value to people virtually. We're seeing entrepreneurs who are creating new ways to protect people and coming up with new solutions, whether it be chemicals or whether it be PPE products or ways to protect those on the front lines. So they're stepping up. A lot of entrepreneurs are.
Have you come across some very good projects that you are supporting now that in a way received your direct support and investment?
No direct investment as of yet. The first stage was most of my companies and entrepreneurs are retooling their systems or retooling their factories to create protective products for people, such as shields, such as some of the little greenhouses that they're making, so that people can go out to outdoor restaurants and they can stay somewhat quarantined amongst themselves as they're eating. I'm seeing some antibody testing coming out of some of my entrepreneurs who have been dealing with, who are scientists and people creating that type of stuff. So right now, I'm not seeing a lot of new inventions. What I'm seeing is the type of entrepreneurs who either retool their current existing system or they are somebody who was not perceived as ready for the market 3 months ago, and now their product is perfect for the market.
So in a way, they are acclimatizing, or they're trying to use their time to see what's going on and try to find their way out of this crisis.
Yeah, they're figuring it out. They're looking at their inventory, whatever their inventory is. If I have a factory or if I have a workforce or if I understand I could deliver something virtually, or I'm educated in the space, and the first thing they're doing is looking at the current inventory and seeing how they can adjust it to work within the system. And then simultaneously, they're looking at how they can create new things and or new solutions.
You've written two books that were quite a success, Power of Broke and most recently Power Shift. Are they still relevant today with this with the new world that we are facing? Do you think that the things and the ideas that you've written, they are still available today?
Oh, absolutely. So I've actually written 5 books. I think that 4 of them are relevant for today. One was The Brand Within, meaning how you need to be a brand and you are a brand personally before you sell anything. And with how the world is so big in regards to personal brands, because everybody's brand is right here, you need to define your brand and how you can deliver that to the customer. The other one is called The Power of Broke, which is you don't need money to make money. You need to build community. You need to have something that you're solving and over-deliver to your potential consumer or potential investor or employer. The following one after that was Rise and Grind. And what is that? How do you use the 24 hours in a day to yourself? if you're treating this time that you have off as a Saturday, or you're not being diligent about it, you're not taking care of your rise and grind, you have to be extremely diligent. My day is cut up purely by hours. When I'm on interviews, when I'm educating myself, when I'm trying to solve issues within my company, when I'm trying to create new things and or new opportunities for myself, when I'm taking advantage of my health, when I'm being with my family. So my 24 hours are fully blocked out. And my recent one that just came out, Power Shift, is unfortunately very, very important for this time. I've highlighted people in this book that have created massive amount of wealth, or people that you may know, people such as Lindsey Vonn and Kris Jenner, Mark Cuban, Pitbull, as well as other people who were everyday people who were working and found a way to shift and become a virtual assistant and or make more money from home than they ever were when they were working, having to go back and forth to a job. And now everybody needs to try to find a way to be virtual.
And what advice can you give to people that are a little bit lost nowadays and trying to find a way out of this?
Well, the first thing you can do is take inventory of yourself. We are going to always go through some situation like this. Will it be as troublesome and as problematic as a global pandemic? Probably not. But I went through the 98 crash. I went through the 2000 bubble of the .com, 9/11 when planes were crashing into buildings in New York City, and I was watching them crash, and 08 crash, and now we're in this situation. And whether it's 5 or 10 years from now where it's going to be a war or something else, something is going to be disruptive. So we cannot control that. What can we control? Our inventory. What do we have? Do we have physical inventory? Do we have a Rolodex or contacts of a bunch of people that we can work with? Do we have a certain type of education? Do we have technology around us? Do we have this amount of time, this amount of money? And people have to take inventory. And I'm not trying to say it's all warm and fluffy like it's going to be easy, but if you have a Rolodex of people that you can try to find how you can collaborate with, or you can offer help to, or they can help you. 2 months ago, those people could have been busy and they may have said, listen, I'm on a plane or a train or automobile. We don't have time for that in our company. You know where they are right now. They're sitting home on their couch and they're trying to figure it out too. So how do you tap into that database of people that you can work with? What other inventory do you have? I'm working with companies such as a gym, argument's sake. The guy said, listen, I have all these people that can't come in the gym, but they're paying dues. What do? I said, all right, well, let's figure it out. Well, he sent his machines to all their houses. He basically loans it to them. He found the juice company, a healthy juice company, that he said to them, listen, will you give my members 30% off and give me 5% of the sales? And he also found a bunch of clothing companies in the area where he lives that can't sell their inventory because people aren't walking by the store, but they are selling clothes to work out in. And he offered them the same deal. So now what happens? He keeps his membership base. He's doing virtual training from his gym, who's empty now. He set up a couple of cameras like we're on, and he's doing the Peloton thing. The members are getting juices, healthier juices, 30% off, and they're also getting clothing 30% off. The clothing company and the juice company are getting more members to buy their goods, and he's making 5% off of each one of those sales. It's a win-win for everybody. He's finding ways to collaborate, and that's just a local business owner. How can you do that, whoever you are, whether you are owning a huge company or whether you are just a regular entrepreneur who's finding a way to collaborate with other people?
Despite all the disruption, we can still thrive. Daymond, I'll get back to you in a minute. I'll have a few words with Sérgio. Sérgio, ficámos aqui com uma ideia de que, de facto, o empreendedorismo é fundamental nos tempos de hoje, é fundamental para nós criarmos aqui novas oportunidades e novos caminhos perante situações que são totalmente, naturalmente, inesperadas, mas ainda assim há nichos, há oportunidades, há novas ideias que merecem e devem ser aproveitadas.
Sim, e como o Daymond disse, o empreendedorismo resolve os problemas percebendo primeiro o que temos ao nosso redor. Ou seja, como problemas, também como possíveis ingredientes ou peças para montar a solução. Estas peças podem ser contactos, tecnologia, pode ser tempo. Ou seja, as pessoas podem dedicar o seu tempo. É um recurso muito valioso que aliás, é muito avaliado também no empreendedorismo. E, neste momento, acho que temos a possibilidade de olhar para problemas que vão surgir no futuro, inclusive, porque, mais uma vez, esta é apenas uma das crises, algo que também o Daymond disse, que nós temos a viver, e seja por questões ambientais, por questões de saúde, por questões também de eficácia no trabalho. Estamos a viver muito esta dualidade de resolver um problema ambiental com eficiência do nosso tempo de trabalho, com a questão do trabalho remoto. Há aqui muitas lições a retirar agora e perceber como é que podemos aplicar isto para problemas que são de grandes dimensões, que podem ter proporções globais e onde a área ambiental e a social que estamos a ver, que está literalmente ligada a esta, e a económica, tem que ser um dos pontos onde os empreendedores têm que se juntar, os investidores, os privados, os públicos, e tentar resolver já neste ano de 2020.
E até que ponto é que aqui em Portugal, com este desenhar de crise que nós estamos a atravessar, há ou não uma predisposição por parte de quem costuma investir, emprestar, arriscar capital nestes novos projetos? Até que ponto é que tudo isso se mantém?
Não, eu sinto que há aqui duas áreas em diferentes fases. Há uma área do empreendedorismo social e ambiental e de impacto que está a crescer a uma velocidade enorme. Vê-se que o português tem um ADN muito de criar para ajudar o próximo ou os próximos. Isto é empreendedorismo, mais uma vez. Ou seja, há um ecossistema empreendedor a crescer muito nesta temática no país todo. Por outro lado, a área do investimento está a crescer também, mas a outro ritmo, também devido à cultura e ao passado. Portugal não tem tanto esta ADN como há noutros países, nos Estados Unidos, de arriscar o investimento, mas acredito que vai mudar. Neste momento nós temos, obviamente, é que impulsionar isto, e algo que inclusive a Planetiers, com o evento do Planetiers World Gathering, sempre disse. Estas pessoas, estes convidados, estes speakers, tal como o Daymond John, que vêm a este evento, podem-nos dar muita informação, muita educação e muita experiência naquilo que pode ser nestes temas. Portugal pode ser uma referência, mas não pode fechar ao conhecimento internacional. Temos que o trazer, e este é um dos nossos objetivos.
Vamos voltar à conversa com o Daymond. Daymond, let me get back to you. You've been investing for a while in ecosystems protection and especially bees. How was the process? What made you evolve for that kind of business?
Well, you know, I love being on Shark Tank because you learn so many different things, and I understood that bees were valuable, but I never realized how valuable they were to our ecosystem and to our planet. And once I did realize that, I went back and I said, you know what? I want to have a couple of bees. And then it wasn't as easy as I thought to just have bees. And then when I really got into it and I started to understand them and study them, I just fell in love with them. And so it really started from Shark Tank. And then I rolled up my sleeve and I started to work with them as well. And I fell in love with them. And now I'm actually also investing in bats as well. So I have bees in the daytime and bats in the nighttime.
So king of honey, you're becoming the king of honey and the king of future fishermen, something like that.
Well, I love bats because one bat eats up to 1,500 mosquitoes a night.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yes. They're great control for pests.
Great. What do you think that will change in terms of spirit community, the way that people live, the way that people deal with each other? What's going to happen if you look for the next 5 years?
Well, I think that, of course, people are going to be more concerned about health now. With that being said, there's also going to be a lot more chemicals that are going to come out that may not be in the best interest of us. They may stop one thing, but it may create another challenge. I do think that hopefully this is going to show a lot more of conservation and why we need more open space, more things to be than city dwellers and pollution and things of that nature. hopefully this break that we're going to take is going to slow down global warming a small amount. But, I think that after about 3 or 4 more years, we're going to be back to the normal, like things never happened before. So, I'm hoping that people are going to, value what we have more, this planet we have more, and things of that nature. But it's going to be entrepreneurs and people like everybody watching here today who are going to come up with solutions where it's going to make people easy to be conservationists. People are lazy, and people do only what's in their best interest generally. And if we can find solutions to help save the planet, simultaneously delivering something to people, that's going to be helpful. And what I've noticed on Shark Tank is this. Years ago, we used to say I gave at the office at the end of the year. I gave to charities. But today's consumer wants to say that they gave every single time they purchase something, like my company, Bombas Socks. Every time you purchase a pair of Bombas Socks, they give away a pair of socks to the homeless. And today's consumer, at the end of the year, they want to say, I didn't give money away at the end of the year. I gave to 400 charities because every time I bought this, I helped clean up the ocean. Every time I buy this, I helped stop human trafficking. Every time I did this, I helped stop global warming. And I think that is not only a trend, but that is the right thing in business to do. And it's giving people an awareness of what they're doing, because they don't want brands anymore to just take money. They want to say, what have you done for somebody? Because I can buy from anybody I want. And I think that is a massive change that's helping a lot of people and helping this planet.
And do you think that investors, angel investors, private funds are still aware of their importance in this recovery and in the way that they are dealing with these economic and sustainable problems?
They are aware of it, because now that you're seeing almost anything you purchase now goes to the people on the front line. It helps to benefit creating PPE products, and that's now educating that needs to be the normal. So I think that that's speeding it up. What I call this COVID issue is, I call it the rise of the machines. I think that it has made technology, it has made the way that people purchase things. I think it has sped it up to the way that the world would look in 2025. Now, there will be some people that will try to resist the machines, like John Connor on the Terminator, and say, I'm not going to deal with the machines. And what happens to him? He keeps dying, or people keep dying. The machines keep coming. Or there will be people who will be like George Jetson, who will hop on the machines and ride the machine and help him shave and help them, deal with his life and make it better. But the machines are here, and you have to deal with how you can use it in your best advantage and take advantage of this.
Because we are lazy, like you said.
We are.
Daymond, first of all, thank you so much for all the support and your time, and also for the work you do. Actually, Planetiers has a startup, and I feel that we are a product of Shark Tank and of your content, because we are a product of everything we consume every day, including content, your books,
Yes.
your webinars, and we understood also that the leaders of our organization, no matter what size, have real influence on how the organization behaves and goes on. So my question is, do you think that there's a lot of personal lessons that all these leaders, public sector and private sector, are learning every day with this pandemic and this challenge? And will these lessons, and can these lessons be passed to the organization? Is there an optimistic perspective you can take from this moment that we're living?
Yeah, for the leaders that are going to survive and have been able to pivot throughout their lives and are pivoted now, there are going to be a massive amount of lessons. They are going to, of course, like everybody else, I hope they're going to value life. They're going to value where their position is in the world of paying it forward and not just taking money and only worrying about the bottom line, because there could be a double bottom line, such as we talk about the Bombas of the world or the Tom Shoes of the world or any other people who have a double bottom line, where I always say, in business, you try to, make it, master it, and then matter. And today, people are finding they can make it, master it, and matter all at the same time. It doesn't have to be over the course of 20 years. It can be immediately. So I do believe, and I'm seeing with my colleagues, that they are valuing more of the things that we should do to help prevent these things. We're also looking in the United States. We're also feeling that government is a mess. They don't know what's going on. You don't know if you can believe them. Even though they're trying hard on this side, they're failing us on this side. And that the private sector needs to be responsible. Do I sit there and put my people in harm's way and say, just because the state is opened up, you need to go to work? Or you need to come into an office? Or do I make it my responsibility to protect my employees and find ways to let them be proficient from home and be safe? Because no matter how many numbers I want to hit, how would I feel if an employee comes in, they get COVID, they take it home, and they give it to their mother and their father, and they pass, and they lose a life? Did the couple of dollars I made that day, would that ever compare to the loss of life that they had? So I think that we are really, really leaders in business are starting to realize what we need to do, because government is not going to give us the right information or do what's in the best interest of us, and definitely not what's in the best interest of our planet.
Daymond, thank you so much for this conversation with you, for being with us, for your advices and for your knowledge on all the matters that we have talked. And keep safe. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Daymond.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Sérgio, para terminarmos, uma nota final sobre esta importância do empreendedorismo e de mudarmos muito a nossa mentalidade.
Eu acho que a mentalidade é tudo quando estamos a decidir em qualquer momento da nossa vida. Seja na nossa vida pessoal, seja na nossa vida profissional. E não esquecer este tópico que estávamos a falar com o Daymond, de que os líderes, as pessoas que tomam decisões que acabam por influenciar muitas outras, seja de que organizações sejam, são pessoas. E são pessoas que estão a viver os mesmos ou superiores problemas pessoais de gestão do tempo. As mesmas angústias, os mesmos receios. E eu acredito que há aqui um discurso comum de todas estas pessoas, incríveis pessoas, dou esta nota, à volta do mundo que temos falado e que temos estado próximas, há um pensamento comum, que é, vai haver um agradecimento maior sobre aquilo que temos, uma maior gratidão, vai haver uma maior preocupação e trabalho diário para garantir que há coisas que temos que trabalhar todos os dias para manter. Saúde, qualidade de vida no geral. Este equilíbrio que chamamos de sustentabilidade tem que ser trabalhado todos os dias.
E sublinhado todos os dias. Planetiers Home Gathering regressa para a próxima semana. Continua na TV 24. Até uma próxima oportunidade.